Sports. Thousands of
Coming to you live from Jane Stadium on the campus of Morehead State University in Morehead, Kentucky. It's windy, it's chilly, and it's two teams searching for their first Pioneer Football League win of the season. Hunter Hurst alongside him, Jared Stacy. The Dayton Flyers have traveled south here to Eastern Kentucky to face off against the Morehead State Eagles. And we'll jump right into this one. Like we mentioned, Hunter, both teams searching for their first victory in the PFL. And we'll take a look at our keys to this contest, brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. There's no need to consult the playbook. The winning strategy is to always designate a sober driver because fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Well, Jared, keys to the game. First off, for the visiting Flyers, pound the rock up front. Morehead State gives up nearly 200 yards a game on the ground, 193 on the season, and they gave up 5 yards a carry last week. Lean on Michael Neal in the ground game if you're the Flyers. On defense, pressure on the QB. Dayton has not generated a lot of sacks this year, but Morehead State struggles up front in pass protection, especially off the edge. Getting some pressure on Carter Cravens will be a key today. For Morehead State, fast start offensively. They've only managed 13 points over their last two first halves, and they've only scored 6 points in the first quarter all year. Really need to fix that today, and in front of the home crowd, get some energy going early. And on defense, keep Dayton behind the chains. It's a very balanced football team, 180 through the air, 180 on the ground each game. First and second down will be crucial to make Dayton one-dimensional on offense.
David Meyer set to punt, or to kick off rather, for Dayton. All white uniforms, red helmet and red numbers for Dayton. Blue and gold home uniforms for Morehead State with those bright white helmets. Both teams 0-2 in PFL play this season. Dayton 2-3 overall, Morehead State 1-3. As this kick angled right down the middle. And that's going to be returned for Morehead State. That is Ryan Up on the return. And Morehead State will start at the 26 on their opening drive. And Carter Cravens will make his way out onto the fields. Leads the PFL in touchdown passes with 8. Ranked second in passing yards with 234.
Craven's a young guy, just a sophomore, his second year in the system, and he's really had a nice start to this season, looking to lead Morehead State to their first win since opening night here back on August 31st.
Lewis will be off his left hip as our first play from scrimmage is going to be a handoff, and they will give it to Lewis. Lewis tripped up by Hildebrand. Redshirt junior for the Flyers. Second down. It is chilly. Wind no doubt will have a factor in this one. Expect it to be blustery throughout the day. And be shocked if we see the sun a whole lot as they'll go to Lewis again out near the first down marker. Take a look at our coaches' profiles presented by Legends Bank. Legendary service, extraordinary people, Legends Bank. And Coach Rob Tenure in his 11th season as the head coach for Morehead State, 44 and 69 on the season. Quite the opposite on the other side. First-year head coach Trevor Andrews. 3-year letterman for the Flyers as a player. Now runs the show as Lewis not going to get much at all, if anything. Hit originally by Hildebrand and Arthur as well. I think that's generous to get it back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see right here, hitting the backfield.
Yeah, Dayton holds the line of scrimmage well, and you see it looks like 37 off the edge there. That's Karan Coleman initially slowing Lewis before the rest of his Flyer teammates could come and make the stop.
Cravens back to pass off the hands of the intended receiver. That was Harrison Cohen, redshirt junior. Third down coming up. First third down of this contest.
Morehead State leads the PFL in third down conversions, over 40% this season. They got third and long right here.
5 teams still winless in the PFL. Kind of shocking to even say that this late into the season. These 2 of them. And that's going to be a false start. On that left side, Caleb Tillman. And Lewis tapping his chest. A lot of people off on that play. And that makes a tough third and long even longer. Stetson, Valparaiso, and Presbyterian all still winless in the PFL. All 10 teams playing this week.
Interesting motion right there by James Lewis. Don't see Morehead State go pistol often. I believe that was just a bluff.
Cravens back to pass on 3rd and long. He's going to go down the field, and a huge hit on that play. Hildebrand made the hit. Hanging on to the catch was Kyle Daly. That's going to bring up 4th and mere inches, and Rob Tenyard's going aggressive early in this one. And he's going to go for it.
Like this call right here. Try to get off to a fast start, get points on the board on your first drive.
4th and less than a yard from their own territory. Cravens will go under center. Hard count that he checks out of, 12 on the play clock. Wind blowing in the face of Cravens. High snap, he pulls it down, gives to Lewis, and Dayton's gonna get the stop. And the turnover on downs in great field position in Morehead State territory. McKinley on the stop. Said his name a couple times, and Dayton just got the push up front.
High snap. Eagles try to go with, looks like duo up front, just a bunch of double teams across the board, and the edge comes free. And a nice play by McKinley, and in great field position are the Flyers. But I like the decision, though, despite the fact that it didn't work. I do like the decision by Rob Tenyard to try and go for that early.
Dante Cassiola makes his way out onto the field from the shotgun. They're going to pass down the field. First play, and it's batted down. Batted down by Wilson McCraw. Mentioned Craven's numbers. Taking a look at Cassiola. 46-85 on the year. 4 touchdowns, 703 yards. Does have a couple interceptions. Dayton with great field position on their first drive. Tucking and running. With it is Dow, and Dow's going to get a huge run inside the 30. And we'll see that Cassiola and Dow go back and forth, and Dow really dangerous on his feet.
Definitely so. They just run a quarterback draw right here. Eagles in their pass rush lanes, but he's got a wide open hole up the middle with the 4-man rush, and he gets to the outside and picks up a big gain.
Dow's got 204 yards passing and approaching 200 yards rushing after that right there. He's a threat both ways. Cassiola now back in at quarterback. He'll take the snap and hand it off to Neal, and Neal's going to be tackled for a loss. On the tackle, getting up from the pile, Jaleel Holmes, and Noah Benza there as well. Holmes leads the team with 35 tackles, Krizak with 32. Benza leads the team in sacks with a couple. Again, Morehead State giving great field position to Dayton as Cassiola hit as he throws this ball in a dangerous area. But it will fall incomplete. 3 Eagles around that football as it was inside the 10. Intended target was Alec Keithley, 6'3" tight end. 3rd down for Dayton.
Good pressure there by that Morehead State front. Kenneth Schaffner among them on the blitz. And Cassiola lucky to get that one off.
Webster, the field goal, the place kicker, 1 of 2 from 40 to 49 yards. So they aren't scared to try the field goal, as that handoff will be well short of the first down marker. That was Michael Neal again. And let's see if Dayton will attempt the field goal. Looks like they will.
Always have to be wary of the blocked kick with Morehead State.
Sam Webster from Richfield, Ohio. Will attempt the 43-yarder, 1 of 2 from this distance so far this year, and this one on the way, and it is no good. So Dayton with great field position can't take advantage, and Morehead State will take over when we come back here early on ESPN+.
No sweat.
Get ready for hosting at the Home Depot with free delivery on over 2 million items every day. So you can refresh your space before Santa or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
When we said we'd make the skies bluer, some said keep dreaming. So we did, lowering emissions on the road to zero. Now, we're working on an EV that has wings. And someday, we'll turn your old Honda into your brand new Honda. Because we are a company of dreamers, setting out to be carbon neutral by 2050. So, no matter where we go, we're gonna keep dreaming.
Now what? You say it when it feels like you're starting too late. At Prudential, we think you should ask it when you realize it's not too late to start. Like when your new passion is now your life passion, ask now what? Here's what. You come to Prudential and help ensure your retirement has income that lasts a lifetime. Who's your rock? Talk to an advisor and build a more secure retirement today.
Here's where legends are born, and every match is a spectacle. For the love of football, for the love of La Liga.
Morehead State, second drive of this contest, starting from their own 26, and Cravens is going to keep it on the first play, and back to the line of scrimmage he will go. Linty and Wardzala as well for the Flyers. Dayton, Morehead State's closest rival, or closest opponent, and you would say the rival. That's how this is written up in most write-ups on this contest. In the Morehead pregame write-up, they even called it Rivalry Week.
A little early for most rivalry weeks in college football. You do have the Red River rivalry today.
There's a lot of good football today. We're expecting a good one right here. Cravens, dump off to the tight end. That is going to be Cohen once again, just shy of midfield, pushed out of bounds by Coleman.
Good play action pass right here. Normally you'll see that as zone split, and Cohen would block that end right there, but he just releases into the flat, and Cravens finds him. Big gain as Morehead State looking to get into Dayton territory for the first time today.
Second first down of this game. Morehead State yet to make their way into Flyer territory, and that one's going to be dropped. That dropped by Daly. Daly, a senior from Spark Hill, New York.
Very rare drop from Kyle Daly. He's got great hands on the outside. Ball was a little low, but still definitely catchable.
Two tight ends, over 230 yards receiving. Up and Daly, those are the two receivers we're going to see a lot from Morehead State.
Ryan Up, 10 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown last week. Haven't seen him targeted yet in this game.
That was a career high in catches and yards, as this is going to be passed down the far sideline. That's going to be caught. Going down the sideline is Clint, and that's going to be a touchdown for Morehead State. What a throw, and just that one move he had to make.
Run pass option there real late. was the pull by Cravens, and Quint is just wide open, one man to beat, and he does. Long touchdown for Morehead State. That is a huge start for the Eagles at home.
Trevon Clint, redshirt sophomore, with the huge touchdown catch. The extra point is up and good, but we do have a whistle. Hold the phone just a second. And we're going to have a illegal procedure on Morehead State, so we're going to have to try this one again. The fight song for Morehead State going on still, but I promise you we're going to kick this one again.
Interesting in the kicking game for Morehead State, no Nathan Hazlett after he was injured last week. He is on the sidelines and dressed, but no helmet. So Thomas Schwartz, the fifth.
Redshirt freshman out of Tenure, Ohio, Schwartz. 53-yard touchdown pass. Trevon Clint from Carter Cravens, and Schwartz's extra point is good for a second time. And it's 7-0 Morehead State, 9:06 left here in this first quarter. And we are going to step aside here from Morehead State. Morehead State will kick it off when we come back.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
He shoots, and he scores!
Here in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, we are exploring deep space, preparing tomorrow's workforce, supporting our communities, shaping future generations. This is the legacy of Morehead State, and it's all here to help you soar higher.
Carter Cravens with the touchdown pass. Trevon Clint. Nice move after the catch. As Morehead State Schwartz with the extra point, that was good. As this one's going to be returned by Dayton. That was Lucho on the return. Nice hit by Isaac Armstrong.
Armstrong, a guy who's missed a lot of time over the last couple of years with injury, but you wouldn't know it there, hustling down the field, and he makes a nice form-fit tackle right here. You'll see him there, boom, just right there at the 20-yard line.
That was lockout, excuse me. Freshman wide receiver. Did a nice job to hang on to that one. A lot of times you can see those squeak out sometimes on the return. Cassiola down the field and complete. Flag coming from way down the field on that reception was Alec Keithley. Holmes and Porter tag teaming on the tackle, but that's going to count for nothing as that is going to be pass interference.
Didn't catch the number. I'm going to, just based upon what happened on that play, assume there was a pick route that Dayton got called for right there. And if you're Morehead State, keeping them behind the chains is huge.
That was one of your keys to the game. Referee is Zach Erdman. Flag coming from Richard Guy, the back judge.
See right here, yep, just a pick route there on Jawiel Holmes, who ends up making the stop.
Handoff to Keithley. Krizak on the tackle. Second down, they need to get all the way out to the 30. Little floater, Keithley catches it at the line of scrimmage, but doesn't go much further than that, as tackled from behind by Keenan Wolf.
Beautiful play call. Morehead State just able to retrace their steps on the screen pass. Looks like they had a blitz called, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Cassiola on 3rd down and long. Brenner goes in motion as Cassiola will find Brenner, but he goes nowhere. Once again, Wolf for Morehead State. And the punting unit will come on.
Zone defense for Morehead State, just drop back and keep everything in front of you. Come up and make a tackle, and Keenan Wolf does exactly that. Morehead State, fast start on offense and an even better start on defense to begin this game.
Logan Forkham on to punt for Dayton. Forkham averages 33 yards a punt. Inside of zone 10 with a nice punt that we're going to have a fair catch called on by Ryan Up. And Morehead State will have it. 1st and 10 from their own 45 when we come back, leading 7-0 here on ESPN+.
No sweat.
Those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of, what are those called again? Oh, right. The Home Depot app is made for doing that doesn't miss a beat, so you can find what you need fast and keep things moving in the right direction. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Say when.
As easy as loving Parmesan.
Say when. Say when. Say when. When.
Fresh ground pepper?
Oh, yes, please.
With 24/7 emergency roadside service, it's easy to Geico.
Oh, can we get a box?
Of course.
Football there. Football there. Football everywhere! What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
Huh. Okay, what if he hit him high?
Roughing the passer.
And low?
Roughing the passer.
Well, what if he couldn't stop his body like a human, so he ends up trampling him, and then he's like, oh no! And he tries to go back, and he tramples him some more, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a buffalo. I don't know my strength compared to you.
Wait, what?
Come on, ref! Let the boys play!
Morehead State back with the football after the fair catch by Ryan Up. 1st first play from scrimmage is going to be a handoff to Harris. Swarmed at the 45, the line of scrimmage. Let's take a quick glance at our series history. Series history presented by Delta Dental. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental. And Dayton leads the series 20-7. First meeting back in 1996 up in Dayton. Dayton won that one easily. Last meeting last year, Dayton won 49-27. Handoff goes to the far side of the field, and is it going to be complete? We're going to say incomplete. Intended receiver was Daly.
Play action pass here. Cravens out to his right. It's a good throw, but just a better defensive play on the half of the Dayton secondary.
Cravens in the shotgun. 4 receivers in the formation on 3rd down. And flag on 3rd down. Second time we've seen that. Harris jogs off the field.
5 wide receivers in this set for Morehead State.
Craven showing confidence early. Cravens pressured out of the pocket. Down the near sideline, but that's going to be just too far outside the playing field for Caleb Tillman to reel it in.
Good job by Craven spinning out right there. Number 9 in blue almost reminds you of Tony Romo with that kind of move. But rolling to your left as a right-handed quarterback, that is a tough ask.
And on goes the punting unit for Morehead State. It'll be Kip Warren. And a free catch by Genozzo. Genozzo, to be more correct. And it'll be Dayton football from their own 29-yard line with 6:07, trailing by 7.
Really no sustained offense so far for the Flyers. Haven't been able to move the ball on the ground. That Morehead State defensive front has been very physical at the point of attack thus far.
Dante Cassiola back out there at quarterback. We've seen Dow as well, as Cassiola will pass on first down. Incomplete, an intended receiver. Locko, Holmes, and getting in there for Morehead State, and Corporio Ellis for Morehead State as well.
Thought Corporio Ellis might have had a chance to pick that ball off, was more worried about making the tackle.
From the 29-yard line, we'll fake the handoff, and we'll go to Lockow, and Lockow will get the first down. Caleb Lyons on the stop for Morehead State.
Another RPO, a little bubble screen out to the left, and perfectly executed. Good block out there by number 19, Jake Coleman, on that bubble screen.
Beautiful day here in Eastern Kentucky. As Cassiola, that one complete to Dow. And Dow, I called him a dual threat earlier. Call him a triple threat. See him there with the reception.
Not too often you see a quarterback-to-quarterback completion that isn't tipped and caught by the same guy that threw it, but Dow out of the backfield there. Play action pass, and Dow just leaks out past Benza.
Second and short. Little handoff, and small gain, as you can hear the wind picking up here at James Stadium. Davis, the carrier, McCraw and Nolan White on the stop. And coming off slow, Arvil Rogers, defensive lineman, senior out of Fresno, California. And the training staff is going to attend to him. So wholesale changes for Morehead State on this 3rd and short. It's Casiola and Lockout will go into the pistol. Beg your pardon, that is actually Neal, as Casiola's got a lot of green in front of him. Into Eagle territory and tripped up, but plenty of room for the first down. Matthew McClelland, the one who tripped him up, but a huge gain there on 3rd down, and that's the first successful 3rd down for the Dayton Flyers.
Morehead State sends 6. They're playing man behind it, and nobody accounts for the quarterback. And a nice job by Casiola. Steps up in the pocket, sees he has room, takes off in a big gain.
Change the formation at the line. Give to Neal. Swarmed at the line. Neal leads the team in rushing as Paul O'Brien on the stop. Neal over 440 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dow with 5 touchdowns rushing. 4 touchdowns passing. Doesn't have 1 receiving, but still a threat there. Multiple players going across the formation on 2nd down. It's going to be Lockow on the reception. Lockow saying his name quite a bit.
And Keenan Wolf has just been everywhere for Morehead State these last 2 weeks. 8 stops last week, already with a few today. As Dayton goes with a sort of mesh play with a corner behind it. Morehead State a lot more improved on tackling this week. Have to believe that was a point of emphasis as Dow comes in the game at quarterback.
Lockow, just a freshman from Proctorville, Ohio. As Dow, the quarterback this time. Complete to Brenner. Did he stay in bounds for the first down? He did. Into the red zone he goes. McClelland gets there, but still a big gain for the Flyers as they are driving.
Caleb Lyons had a chance to make that stop. Couldn't quite get make the tackle, excuse me. Is you'll see right here, they run jet motion, just a little screen play. Lyons able to get off the block just a little too late, be able to make a good tackle and a first down for the Flyers into the red zone.
Casiola. Hands off to Neal. Nice run on first down. Gets near the first down marker. Looked like Wolf and a few others getting up. Haywood III gets credit according to the public address. They say he was short. So 2nd down, under 90 seconds. Neal once again gets his number called, and it'll be 1st and goal for Morehead State. Terrell Sprigner. Tackle.
Spigner in his first year at Morehead State had a sack in the opener. They haven't called his name quite as much since, but a good stop there. We'll see, the Eagles have done a good job defensively in the red zone this year, holding their opponents to just 3 points rather than that touchdown.
Dow under center. He'll put it right into the chest of Hansen, and he gets in there for 6. Dayton an extra point away from tying it up. Luke Hansen, freshman out of Indianapolis. And Sam Webster will come out for the extra point.
Hansen 5'11", 205, just a little power play right here, and he's 205, but sure not running like it. He just bully balls his way into the end zone.
Webster's kick is up, and it's right down the middle. 7-7, 48 seconds left in this first quarter. And we're tied up. Dayton answers back as Morehead State was very aggressive early in this one and went for it in their own territory on the opening drive, and Dayton wasn't able to do much with the football, and field goal was no good, and Morehead had the momentum ever since until Dayton answers back with that touchdown drive. A huge drive to answer that one back, and by huge I mean lengthy. We'll see the exact stats when they pop up here on the live stats.
Just under 6 minutes of game time. But if you're Dayton, you have to be wary. Morehead State outscoring opponents 39-21 in the second quarter this season.
Marr on to kickoff for the Flyers. Up and Daly back to return. Up will get that inside the 5. Up out to the 30. The ball's loose. Dayton on it. Dayton says they have it. A pile ensues, but Up puts it on the ground, and the Dayton Flyers immediately celebrating like they have it. Let's wait till one of the men in stripes gives us the signal. It's Dayton football.
Well, a good return by Up. You see he gets a good block from Armstrong there. And as he comes up, a little loose with that football, and he just gets stripped. Ball clearly out. And Dayton able to come up with the recovery. Not quite sure if it was 39 or Luke Mitchell, number 46, that came up with the ball at the bottom of that pile. But nonetheless, Dayton an opportunity to kind of double dip here before the end of the quarter.
Cassiola with 39 seconds left in the quarter. Obviously, we'll just flip ends at the quarter, so the clock not an issue at all, but momentum, that can be a big factor. Right now, it's in Dayton's favor. Cassiola, good protection. Trying to escape the pocket, and will gain a couple yards. Noah Benza on the stop. Under 20 seconds. Dayton doesn't have to snap this if they don't want to.
Watch the football here if you're Morehead State. Don't want to give up the free play.
Dayton will check out of it. And with 3 seconds left, that's going to bring it in to our first quarter. Good one so far, Hunter. 7-7. 15 minutes in the books. Second quarter, Dayton with the football when we come back. 2nd down and 7 as we get quarter number 2 underway. Dayton scored late in that 2nd quarter, and Ryan Up put it on the deck on the kick return, and Dayton with it again. Nice shoestring tackle there for Morehead State by Jaleel Holmes. Third down. Big play here for the Morehead State defense. After the gift, if you will, giving it back to Dayton.
These sudden change situations are so hard on the defense. You've just gotten off the field. Whether you gave up the touchdown or not, still a long drive, and now you're right back out there. Important third down.
Cassiola will give to Neal. Neal cuts back and gets to the 25. Porter on the stop. And a 4th down scenario where Dayton has already missed 1 field goal. That one from 43 yards. And Dow's going to come in at quarterback.
Watch the zone read right here if you're Morehead State. Too far for a quarterback sneak. Defensive ends, if you're unblocked, you got to stay home.
Renner goes in motion. They give to Neal. Neal has the first down inside the 20, down past the 15. Jaleel Holmes being drugged by Neal. An aggressive play call that pays off.
It's essentially a free possession if you're Dayton, so why not go for it? A little return motion, kind of get the defense thinking they're going to go for that screen outside. And Haywood and Holmes able to make the stop, but not before Neal picks out that first down. Nice job up front as the big boys for the Flyers get a push.
In the red zone. Morehead State blitzing, but it's a handoff to Neal inside the 10. And I believe Dayton has another first down as McCall able to get him down, but not after a gain of at least 9.
In Dayton up front, just imposing their will. You see Morehead State sends a blitz. It's the right call, but an even better cut by Michael Neal, the graduate student running back for the Flyers. Cuts back on that little inside zone type play. Able to pick up near enough for a first down. This is essentially 2nd and goal right here, but you are able to get the first down.
Dow. I formation. Off to Neal. Hole not there this time. 6-7 Eagles filling that hole. Couldn't see 2 more opposite plays there. 2 plays ago, you could have driven a truck through that hole on the right side. That time, Neal had absolutely nowhere to go. Lucky, I think, to get back to the line of scrimmage. Sun peeking out here at Janes Stadium in Morehead. Dow trying to get around the edge and is going to be pushed out of bounds by Zane Porter. Have to see where they spot him at. Right at the first down marker. And they're going to give him the first down. So 1st and goal. Needed to get to the 4, and he did.
It's a quarterback sweep, and again, if you're Morehead State, Dow still in the game. Have to be ready for bootleg action off of a pass, or maybe even just quarterback run, as you saw there.
Ball's on the ground as Dow fumbles it. And that's going to come down to who got on it first and who's going to be able to hang on tight. Because you know there's some grabbing under that pile. Morehead State signaling like they have it. And huge play for the Morehead State defense as Dow unable to get the snap. And Morehead State, they've got a long way to go, but they've got the quarterback to put the football on the ground. Dylan DeMason, redshirt junior, listed as the starting center. And the exchange, just not a good one, Hunter.
Can't quite tell in the replay. You know, sometimes the center fires off and the ball doesn't quite get back there, and sometimes the quarterback will pull out a little early before he gets the snap in anticipation of the play. Nonetheless, huge for Morehead State. Only the second turnover they forced all year. Wouldn't even quite say they'd forced that one, but able to get the ball and pick up a new possession.
2 huge turnovers here in just a matter of minutes. As Cravens from his own end zone is going to be hit as he's thrown and gets it complete. The Dayton sideline saying it's incomplete, but the officials are saying that it was reeled in by Harrison Cohen. Redshirt junior from Fort Mill, South Carolina, and he was wide open, Hunter.
Gutsy call on both sides as Dayton opts to blitz, and Cohen with a little over route. Cravens able to step up in the pocket. Protection holds up just long enough, and a good throw by the young quarterback.
Lewis is hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's about where he will go down. Jarrell Lewis, junior defensive end, showing a flash of speed there as Lewis gets up a little gimpy, as you can see him running off the field there. 7-7, approaching 10 minutes left, second quarter. Cravens with a touchdown pass. And Luke Hansen with the rushing touchdown for Dayton. As they fake to Harris, and that pass dangerously thrown over the middle. Intended receiver was Clint. An opportunity almost to intercept that by a couple Flyers.
Now with Lewis out of the game, you see him stretching over here on the sideline. With him out of the game, you'll have Jackson Lanier, who's not seen a lot of playing time when they go 2 backs, but Chance Harris, very experienced. He's in the backfield to the left of Cravens right now.
Cravens pass down the sideline. It's going to be intercepted. Bobbled off the hands of Morehead State's Xavier Rawls, and Logan Miller able, with the hand-eye coordination, to reel that one in. And what a funky play here.
Good old-fashioned tip drill. This is not a bad throw by Cravens. He tries to go back shoulder, and it's just in and out of the hands of that wide receiver. Can't quite tell the number. Rawls, that is. And able to come up with it is Miller for an interception. Morehead State, not a team that turns the ball over a whole lot, but they do right there, right after getting one of their own.
Dayton, good field position. How many times have I said that today, Hunter?
Just about every drive.
Cassiola, he's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to be drugged down for the sack. Morehead State, Noah Benza with the sack. For Benza, that's sack number 3, leads the team. Second down and 14.
Protection held up, but not long enough, as you see wholesale substitutions coming in for Morehead State on second and about 14.
Cassiola will hand off. Wolf on the stop. And we've got a flag way down near the 26. Logan Davis was the running back.
All those substitutions, this might be 12 men.
It's on Morehead State. And it is a illegal substitution.
Yep, snapped the ball before Benza was able to get off the field. Cassiola, good job of recognizing that. You see that a lot at the next level in the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers, of course, made that famous, the free play, and throw the football downfield there, a run, but just as effective as it's now 2nd and 9.
Cassiola to Neal, and Neal is hit hard by Cooper Krezak. Haven't said his name near as much as we're used to, as the wind really whipping up, papers flying everywhere here in our booth.
Kobe Nile in there as well. Morehead State really holds the line of scrimmage right there up front. Nile, Paul O'Brien, Spickner, and Schaffner up there. And it's 3rd and long once again. Dayton's been put in a lot of these bad spots on 3rd down today. See what they have here, 3rd and 9.
Osceola hands off to Neal. Neal cuts back to the middle of the field, but he's going to be short of the 1st down marker by 4 yards. And the wind is blowing into the face of Dayton, the direction they're going. There's an American flag in between Janes Stadium and John Sonny Allen Field, the MSU baseball field, and it is blowing directly towards the Janes Stadium field.
Conventional wisdom says you run it on 3rd down, you're probably going to go for it on 4th, and that's what they're going to do right here as it gets loud in Janes Stadium.
Now the quarterback for this 4th down play. Locko went in motion, and they hand it off, and it's not going to be enough. Paul O'Brien on the stop as Michael Neal tackled short, and that's going to bring us to a break. 7-7, 7:36, Morehead State's football when we come back.
My wife got old, so it's time to put her in a home.
It's the home I've always dreamed about.
I've been waiting to get old for years, and that means I can get my UX people started on that app I need to develop.
I'm getting old right now. With an expert to explain the differences between bond prices and bond yields.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
You're never too old to get old.
She's old.
Old National Bank. Get old.
Explore the past with the Kentucky Historical Society. Take a day trip to the capital city of Frankfort and visit the Kentucky History Center and museums. One ticket gives you access to 3 sites and endless Kentucky stories. Members receive great benefits like free admission and unlimited access to resources, both in person and online. Your support helps important programs like Kentucky History Education, research, and exhibitions to reach communities across the state. Join now at history.ky.gov.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with TicketSmarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at TicketSmarter.com.
After the interception, Dayton 4 and out. As they go for it on 4th down, the Morehead defense stays strong. And in a 7-7 football game, Morehead State with their first play and a handoff to, or pass, if you will, to Up. Will be a gain of 3 or 4. Ginazzo injured on the play. We're going to have a whistle for the injury. And we're going to take a timeout as well, as Ginazzo looks pretty shaken up. 7:16, 7-7 second quarter. Back in a moment.
No sweat.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot,
Thank you very much.
you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot. how doers get more done.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Football there. Football there. Football everywhere! What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
Huh. Okay, what if he hit him high?
Roughing the passer.
And low?
Roughing the passer.
Well, what if he couldn't stop his body like a human, so he ends up trampling him, and then he's like, oh no! And he tries to go back, and he tramples him some more, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a buffalo. I don't know my strength compared to you.
Wait, what?
Come on, ref! Let the boys play!
Second down. Good news as Ginazzo made it to the sideline under his own power as Craven's pass to Daly incomplete. And almost saw another freak play there where it tipped off a Morehead State player and could have been intercepted. We've already seen it happen once.
Well, it's tough to see in general that Daly was unable to hang on because that was set up perfectly. You see that a lot, especially in the Lane Kiffin style offense. You'll run a screen off that sort of action to the other side, and the down blockers normally on that counter action will already be going that way.
Third down. Pass complete for the first down. Caleb Tillman, redshirt freshman, on the catch. Ginazzo already back out onto the field making the stop.
Pressure up the middle, and that Morehead State offensive line, a little bit of a shuffle as normal left guard Jackson Spears now playing center. And they pick it up beautifully. Cravens delivers a good ball, first down.
Harris into Flyer territory. Craven's numbers on the day, not the most accurate, 6 of 13, but does have 119 yards. Big thanks to that big 50-plus yard completion to Clint, Morehead State's only touchdown.
Looking at the series history, I believe in Morehead State's game notes, it said the last 3 winners of this matchup have scored 45 or more points. A bit low scoring compared to that today.
I will be shocked if we see that today, given where we're at now. Cravens trying to find Tillman once again, but it's too high for him.
Cravens got lit up as he let go of that ball by Jason Harris Woodard. Some pressure off the edge from the redshirt freshman defensive end. A bit surprised with all the rules against hitting the quarterback these days that nothing was called right there. You'll see it right here off the edge. He beats James Wayne with a little snatch move and just levels the redshirt sophomore quarterback for Morehead State.
Cravens, a wide snap, but he handles comfortably. Complete to up, and it's going to come down to a spot, and the official is going to say he got to the 41, and that's going to be plenty. Clock rolling under 6 minutes. New set of chains for Morehead State. 6th first down of the afternoon.
And that's a big-time throw from the left half, throwing to the right sideline for Carter Cravens. Pressure in his face. He delivers a great ball.
Hand off to Harris. Bouncing out wide. Logan Miller and Harris. A little chirpiness after the play, maybe. As a flag thrown, our headline judge, Jeff Estes, threw this very late. And that's on Chance Harris, unsportsmanlike conduct, and he must have said something because I didn't see a physical altercation here.
See right here, gets up and he has something to say.
Oh, for taunting. He got up and did the first down marker right in the face there of Logan Miller.
That's just a drive killer. You can't have that if you're Morehead State. Just picked up a big first down. They got a nice gain from Harris there. A little bit of a mental mistake.
I must say, that seemed pretty weak in my opinion. That didn't look like a whole lot there. Maybe he said something else, but you see people do the first down signal all the time. Maybe, I guess, where he did it so close to him. Either way, though, this pass is going to be down the field. Cravens has a man, and it's reeled in. The senior wide receiver, Kyle Daly, beats Cam Cope, but what a pass by Cravens. And we've got a flag back at the 48. And Dayton is pointing at the Morehead State offensive line. Not sure what may have happened here. Another personal foul. They're saying this on Andrew Belford.
Personally didn't see anything. I think they called this after the play. Nice pickup there by James Lewis. Won't see it there as we get the replay of Daly's catch. That is a dart. Great throw and catch from that connection. Cravens to Daly. And that's going to back Morehead State up once again. So they're taking one step forward, but an immediate 2 steps back so far on this drive. Will be 1st and 10, however.
A funky first half, Hunter. Some of the turnovers we've seen, some of the penalties we've seen.
Morehead State and Dayton both not teams that get penalized very often, but it is a rivalry week.
They give to Lewis. Lewis hit at the line by Aiden McKinley. And now you've got to keep your head on straight and not make any mental mistakes, i.e. taunting, unsportsmanlike, late hit, targeting. Got to make sure you stay in line here, because rivalry, like you mentioned, things can get chippy even more quickly than you're used to.
And surely the captains, as well as Coach Andrews and Coach Tenure, are probably going to hear about that prior to halftime.
Fake the handoff. Cravens open down the sideline. That's cut for the touchdown. Eagles, Ryan up. Up with his 4th touchdown of the season. And Morehead State regains the lead.
Well, the Eagles run a little switch route here. Nice job in pass protection. Defensive back just falls down and up wide open in between the zones for that Eagle touchdown. A great throw once again by Carter Cravens. That's 2 back-to-back big level throws from the young quarterback.
Kipborn on the hold. Extra point up and good by Thomas Schwartz the 5th, with Hazlett out due to injury, and Morehead State regains the lead. And they'll kick it off with 4 minutes and change left here, quarter number 2 in Morehead.
He shoots, and he scores!
It's the excitement of the crowd. The
crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. With sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
$14-7. 26-yard touchdown pass. Scoring drive, 10 plays, 65 yards, 328. And it wouldn't have lasted that long if it wasn't for the penalties. Morehead State, 2 personal fouls on that drive, and they're still able to find the end zone.
Well, they're able to come back and make the big plays. And that's what you like to see, especially from the young quarterback.
Braden Haynes sends this one away. As Laco on the return, and he's going to be tripped up just past the 20. Cairo Reed, redshirt junior, tripping him up. And Morehead State with a 7-point lead, and Dayton will start this drive when we come back.
No sweat.
With the Home Depot app, the tools to keep the job moving are always in reach. Need specialized equipment? Tool, truck, and equipment rentals are just a tap away. Working a tight schedule? Order with our app and have it delivered to the job site for free. Managing expenses? Use our app to easily track and earn your Pro Extra benefits. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Ford. You see the name driving down almost every road in America. But you'll also find it in other places. On the grip of hammers raising homes, in toy boxes, and classrooms. Because over 2,900 Ford dealerships nationwide means more people serving more communities like yours for more than 120 years. Ford, we are all in on America.
We love our house. The outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
I think we got in the house.
I think you're right.
And of course, what this particular rose bush.
Stay away from my family! Why are you so strong? At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. We save so much.
You want me to get the spray stuff?
Get the spray stuff.
He's up here!
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Once you pick up an Arby's cheesesteak, it's gonna be tough to set that thing back down. Hey, put it back. The commercial is not over. Arby's, we have the meat.
Dante Casiola will start off at quarterback. Casiola, excuse me. Tongue-tied as we come back here with 4 minutes left here at Janes Stadium. As Casiola will hand off to Davis. Nolan White on the stop on a first down run. Dante Casiola, 5 of 8 for 28 yards. Cole Dow, 1 of 1. 95 yards on the ground for Dayton. 38 through the air. They hand off on second down, and Powell pushes forward for a couple yards. Davis on the carry. Swarm of Eagles there on the stop.
That's a big play for both these teams right here. If you're Dayton, you need to get this first down and keep that Morehead State offense and your defense off the field. For Morehead State, if you can get a stop right here, you may be able to double dip before halftime because Dayton gets the football coming out of the break.
Morehead State, like Hunter mentioned, will kick off as Dow trying to get around the edge. He does and gets the first down, pushed out by Krizak.
Play they ran down in the red zone prior to the fumble snap, able to get the first down running to the right, and Dow has really been a weapon on the ground for Dayton within this game. They haven't been able to sustain a whole lot outside of him making plays on his feet.
Cassiola back in at quarterback. From their own 42, approaching 2 minutes. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. As Keenan Wolf wraps up Davis after 5-yard gain. Speaking of Jane Stadium, 10 straight seasons, Morehead State has been the leader in attendance.
No different today. Good crowd on hand, both for Morehead State and the Flyers.
This is the closest opponent in the PFL for Morehead State. As Davis once again the ball carrier out to midfield. It's interesting, you're in a conference, obviously the Pioneer Football League, a very unique conference, but go from Eastern Kentucky, Daniel Boone National Forest, all the way out to San Diego, just off the coast, both playing in the same conference.
Play football in this conference, you get to see a lot of places. That is for sure.
Des Moines, Iowa, Indianapolis. And I know I'm forgetting others, but
Poughkeepsie, New York as well with Marist.
Absolutely. Davis gets the first down. They're calling his number quite often here as we have under a minute left in this first half, and a timeout taken by head coach Trevor Andrews and Dayton. 2 timeouts remaining now. You have the ball at the 45. Still want to try to avoid the middle of the field though here.
With all 3 timeouts, normally this is right around when you want to call that first timeout in a little 2-minute situation. About a minute left in the half, 57 seconds. Second timeout you can call around 40 to 30 seconds, maybe even 20, depends on the coach. And you want to save that last timeout to be able to try and kick a field goal if you can't get in the end zone.
We'll take another look at the field goal numbers for Sam Webster. He missed earlier from 43. On the year, he's 4 of 6. 3 of 4 from 30 to 39. 1 of 3 now from 40 to 49. His long is 47. So from the Morehead State 45, Cassiola will be by himself in the backfield. 5 receivers spread out. Cassiola, only 28 yards on 5 completions, is yet to really fire anything too far down the field. He'll throw this one over the middle and complete. For blank at the completion, Caleb Lyons on the stop.
Remember, the clock stops inside of 2 minutes on a first down for a slight moment. Let the chains reset as Dayton goes hurry up.
First time we mentioned Verbancic's name, as this is going to be a quarterback run and a huge gain into the red zone and another timeout. Sprinting down the sideline to call that timeout was Trevor Andrews, as Cassiola, tons of green turf in front of him there.
Well, they ran a quarterback draw. They saw this play with Dow earlier, and up the middle goes Cassiola, and that's a big play right there if you're a quarterback. Lowers the shoulder, lays into an all-PFL safety in Cooper Krizak. And that'll really get the boys up front excited and get them fired up to try and pound this one in the end zone as Dayton enters inside the Morehead State red zone once again. A turnover the last time they were down here, a touchdown the first time as they try to even this one up. 37 seconds to go.
Talked about San Diego in the PFL. San Diego and Dayton are actually tied for the most league championships with 12 total. And the Flyers have the best record in PFL history, 136-47. One timeout remaining for Dayton. Morehead State does have all three. Logan Davis, redshirt junior, and a running back beside Dante Cassiola. Cassiola in the pocket, steps in. That's going to be complete inside the 10. Nice catch by Derek Wilthus. As he holds on to that one as McCall and Krizak on the hit.
Is that a fake spike?
And this is going to be towards the end zone. Did he reel it in? He did, intercepted. Morehead State gets the interception, as you heard Hunter mention. Not sure exactly what Dayton was doing, but it is intercepted by Caleb Lyons, the 5'11 junior.
Caleb
Wow.
Lyons, he's been picked on a little bit today. You'll see Cassiola here, a la Dan Marino, a fake spike, but it doesn't quite end as well. Throws a little jump ball, and Lyons high point step football, and he's able to come down with it. Huge play by Morehead State, another red zone turnover for that Dayton offense.
I said in the play-by-play, did he reel it in? I thought Verbansik was going to be able to reel it in, but it was just taken away by Caleb Lyons. And Morehead State's just going to take a knee. Carter Cravens is going to take a knee and jog off the field towards the Morehead State locker room. And what a funky, weird first half, Hunter. Dayton had it inside the 10, what a fake spike attempt, and it ends in an interception, and we are to the end of our first half. Morehead State 14, Dayton Flyers 7. We'll talk about this wild first half when we come back. Morehead State leading the Dayton Flyers 14-7 here on the campus of Morehead State University. Both teams searching for their first PFL victory of the season, and really a tale of two teams, tale of two halves, if you will, in that first half. Dayton on the ground as we take a look at our halftime stats and first half recap. Presented by Digital Scoreboards, a proud supporter of the Ohio Valley Conference. Digital Scoreboards provides indoor and outdoor displays. And by the tale of two halves, what I mean by that, Dayton everything on the ground, 135 yards rushing. For Morehead State, everything through the air, 194 yards passing. Just 15 yards on the ground for Morehead State in that first half. And both teams, no doubt going to feel like they left a lot on the field in that first half, Hunter. 4 turnovers total, and Morehead State 6 penalties for 50 yards.
Well, Morehead State, if you're in that locker room with Coach Tenure, they're going to preach discipline. And if you're Dayton, you got to take care of the football. 2 turnovers down in the red zone, a fumbled snap, and then the fake spike that leads to the interception that took us to halftime. Dayton's got an opportunity to be up in this game 21 to 14, Rather, they're down 14-7 at half. They do get the football when we come out of the halftime break, so we'll see what Dayton has on offense. And you want to try and get something through the air rather than all of it on the ground.
Carter Cravens, 2 touchdowns and an interception, 9 of 17 through the air, 194 yards. Dante Cassiola, 7 of 11, 1 interception, 52 yards. And looking at the rushing numbers, not much for Morehead State. Lewis rushed it 6 times for 12 yards. Michael Neal 13 times for 40 yards for Dayton. And Cassiola, he kept it himself 4 times for 40 yards. Receiving, Morehead State, Hunter, 3 players over 39 yards rushing up, and Clint had a touchdown, Dalian Cohen as well, catching it 2 times for 39 and 54 yards respectively. Gavin Locko led Dayton in receiving 2 catches for just 14 yards. Morehead State, they scored first. Clint, a 53-yard touchdown pass from Carter Cravens. Dayton answered back just before the end of the first quarter. Luke Hansen, a 6-yard run, and then Ryan Up from 26 yards out, the pass complete from Carter Cravens. 14-7, Morehead State leads the Dayton Flyers. We've got a really cool special on our Special Olympics Day from last week here when we come back on ESPN+.
Morehead State Athletics is again excited to host Special Olympics Day at football. We've had a wonderful morning celebrating right here in the Prefontaine Fieldhouse. We hosted a number of our Special Olympic athletes who joined our Morehead State athletes in a variety of field day activities. They got an inside look at what it is like to be a Morehead State athlete and some of the facilities that they practice in on a regular basis.
Oh, we had a bunch of fun. My whole entire team came. We loved getting to meet the Special Olympic athletes and got to get to know them a little bit and got to play with them. They're really good at sports. They beat me in some things, but we had a great time this morning. As student athletes, I think it's important to stay engaged in the community. A lot of people look up to us, and it's important to get out and let them see us off the court or off the field. So we enjoyed volunteering this morning.
Jordan, have you had a fun time today?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of hanging out with these athletes?
My favorite part was all about that I was being tough to beat.
You were being tough to beat. So were you pretty competitive today?
Yeah.
Awesome. I saw you over there playing soccer. Did you score a few goals today?
Yeah, I score a lot.
That is awesome. I know when you first came in this morning, you told me there was one really important thing we had to remember about the game today. Can you tell me what that was?
Yeah, it was the pep rally.
Pep rally, it's going to be loud and it's going to be exciting. And then what are we going to do when we're on the field? You told me something about being tough with the football team. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I was being tough to beat.
Tough to beat. So just like you today, that football team's got to be out there and they've got to be tough to beat. Is that right?
Yeah.
Have you had fun here today, Alan?
I had a great time.
Awesome.
Can't complain about it.
That is great. Did you meet some of our Morehead State athletes?
I did.
Did you make friends with any of them?
I did.
What was your favorite part of meeting them?
Hanging out with them and having conversations.
Definitely, definitely. Was it neat to kind of see what it's like to practice here at Morehead State since you're in one of their practice facilities?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool place, huh? So we're gonna go out and we're gonna run in front of the cheerleaders and the football team. So tell me what you think about being able to be down on the field with those athletes.
It would be great for me and the other athletes with special needs to walk out on the football field.
I love it.
And meet other football players.
Definitely. Yep. They haven't been able to come in here today because they had to get ready for the game, but you're going to meet the whole team when we're out there on the field.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for being with us, and we've had a great time.
Well, thank you. I had a great time myself.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
With the Home Depot app, the tools to keep the job moving are always in reach. Need specialized equipment? Tool, truck, and equipment rentals are just a tap away. Working a tight schedule? Order with our app and have it delivered to the job site for free. Managing expenses? Use our app to easily track and earn your Pro Extra benefits. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
Uh-huh. No sweat.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Say when.
As easy as loving Parmesan.
Say when. Say when. Say when. When.
Fresh ground pepper?
Oh, yes, please.
With 24/7 emergency roadside service, it's easy to Geico.
Oh, can we get a box?
How good does it feel when Threshold Decor welcomes more seasonal style for less? When you can save on Good and Gather groceries in all the fall flavors. And when quality ingredients bring more to the table. When you get low prices on the latest trends. When rewards come with quality and coziness. And when you're serving up taste they love at low prices, that's totally Target.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
What's wrong?
I just missed out on a limited edition album because our speeds are slower than normal right now.
Why?
Because our network is priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Because we, as a family, made a choice and switched to T-Mobile Home Internet.
Why?
Why? Don't we fix that?
Why get T-Mobile when Cox has 2 times faster download speeds during peak hours?
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Back here at Janes Stadium on the campus of Morehead State University. Hunter Hurst alongside. I'm Jared Stacy. And Hunter, no doubt both teams are going to want to take care of the football more, and if you're Morehead State especially, show a little bit more discipline and try to not get those costly penalties.
Well, they lucked out on that touchdown drive right before half. Carter Cravens making some big-time throws, ultimately the touchdown to up to give them the lead. Dayton, they've done great on the ground, through the air not so much, and they've turned the ball over twice in the red zone. It's cost them a few times. They'll get the ball coming out of halftime, and we'll see what they do. If they keep leaning on that ground game, it's been getting them to the red zone, and it's got them in the end zone once, the Luke Hanson touchdown run. But they've really got to hold on to the football down inside the 20.
Beautiful day here in Eastern Kentucky as the sun finally starting to peek its head out on a consistent basis. Temperature's not supposed to get over 60 today. Not supposed to see any precipitation as well. But a light jacket definitely needed here for this one as we are approaching the start of the second half, and it will be Morehead State to kick off to Dayton, and it's one of those games where it really feels like this first drive is going to be crucial.
Momentum on your side. If you're Morehead State, getting a stop right here is just going to turn up the volume on this crowd. They've been loud so far today. Again, we mentioned Morehead State, 7 straight years led the PFL in attendance. Good crowd on hand today. They've been invested the whole game. You have to love that if you're Rob Tenner, especially if you're Andrew Strobel. Your defense has been playing well outside of the run defense. They've been good through the air and have really made Dayton one-dimensional.
Morehead State without their star kicker, Nathan Hazlett, as he got rolled up on last week. So they've had to go to kicker by committee, if you will. Braden Haynes has been kicking off. Schwartz has been kicking the PATs. Neal and Brenner will be back for the Flyers. And second half from Morehead underway. It's a line drive kick that's fielded by Brenner right at the goal line. And Brenner runs into a pile right as he crosses the 20-yard line, and Dayton will start 1st and 10. Get a 2-quarterback system for Dayton. Dante Casiola, also Cole Dow. It will be Casiola to kick things off for the first play from scrimmage for the Flyers. Michael Neal will get the handoff and runs right into Jaleel Holmes. Holmes, leading tackler for Morehead State. Leading tackler in that first half for Morehead State in this game. Keenan Wolf with 5. Casio with a pass now on second down. Over the middle, complete to Gavin Locko. Cooper Krizak with a big hit. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. I beg your pardon.
Little underneath route, little mesh concept there, and Krizak just levels the receiver, and he's unable to hang on to the ball. That's just a nice play by the Eagle safety.
I glanced down at my call sheet and didn't see that trickle to the turf there on the opposite side, kind of blocked from us. But third down and 10. Casiola is going to get it complete, but it's actually going to be a loss of 2 yards. Michael Neal on the reception. Luke Bauer, redshirt sophomore, gets up celebrating, and rightfully so. Fourth down, and the punting unit will come on. That took less than a minute, Hunter.
Dayton tried to screen once again. You'll see Neal slip out of the backfield. The Eagles only rush 3, and they've got the perfect defense on. Bauer, the Akron transfer and Akron native, comes up and makes a nice play, and Dayton forced to punt.
Ryan up. Back to return for Morehead State. Logan Forkram. Into punt. Running to the right, kind of a rugby style punt, is going to be off the heel of a Dayton Flyer. Ricocheted off of Eli Kirk and will go out of bounds right at midfield. First and 10 Eagles. Good field position for their first drive of half number 2. Just what the doctor ordered. If you're Coach Tenure and company, you get the 3 and out. And really no help of the Morehead State special teams, but the punt not the best in the world. And you get good field position at the 50.
Dayton had great field position all throughout the first half. We're only able to capitalize one time. See what Morehead State does, plus territory. I like them to take a shot on either first or second down.
Cravens quick dump off, and he was not ready for it. That was Caleb Tillman. He never got turned around. Cam Cope, redshirt freshman, if he had about a half step more, he may have got to that one, and that may have been a pick 6.
Run pass option once again off counter action in the run game, and just a bit of a miscommunication between Cravens and Tillman. Looked like Cravens wanted a back shoulder type throw, and Tillman not even looking for the ball.
Cravens in the pocket, gets that complete, 2 up and up, makes a couple men miss to get a couple extra yards in that first down, out of bounds at the 39. Matt Linty angled him out of bounds, kind of pushed him out of bounds, if you will. In Flyer territory at the 39, Cravens. Cravens, quick pass out in the flat to Daly, and Daly's going to be able to break one tackle and will lower his shoulder and try to gain a few yards. Nice job breaking that first tackle, but good help by the secondary of Dayton, tag teaming on that one.
Gang tackle right there. That's what you want to see if you're defensive coordinator. Your guys flying to the football and making sure that broken tackles don't amount to a big gain.
Cravens remains in the shotgun. Daly with 54 yards, up with 51 now. As Cravens fakes the pitch, and he's going to keep it himself on his feet across the 25. He loses the football, somehow caught midair by Kyle Daly. Oh my goodness, what else are we going to see here this afternoon?
I'm not exactly sure if he lost that ball or if that was by design from Cravens. A little improvisation, quarterback counter off toss action. Good play call by Rob Tenyer. Good block by James Wayne there. And you'll see Cravens as he goes down. Yeah, he flips that to Daly to try to get extra yards.
Well, anytime I see that kind of play, it's rare I'm going to assume it was by design, especially given the scenario. But you're right, no doubt by design. This a design run to James Lewis. Lewis makes one man miss, cuts back at the 10, down to the 5, staying on his feet, and he's in for 6. What a run by James Lewis. He could have been tackled 3, maybe 4 times, and as he got down to the goal line, it looked like he rolled on top of the Dayton player to get in for 6.
Shifty run here by Lewis, a little counter action. Nice job up front from Cohen and the big boys, and he just runs through a tackler. And you see there a little cutback, and yes, rolls into the end zone on top of a flyer, and it's a 2-score lead for Morehead State.
Thomas Schwartz, the 5th, on for the extra point. Warren the hold to kick up, and the kick is good. What a run by James Lewis. Morehead State leads 21-7. We'll kick it off to Dayton, as Dayton looking to answer back when we come back.
He shoots, and he scores!
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Here in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, we are exploring deep space, preparing tomorrow's workforce, supporting our communities, shaping future generations. This is the legacy of Morehead State, and it's all here to help you soar higher.
5 plays, 50 yards, minute 56 with an exclamation point on the end. James Lewis from 23 yards out. The touchdown run pushes the lead for Morehead State out to 2 scores. Haynes sends this one away, and that's going to be returned at the 9-yard line. That is going to be Lockow on the return, and he's out to the 40-yard line. Huge gain by Lockow. Just a freshman as Krezak brings him down, and the kicker Haynes getting in on that.
That's a really big return for Dayton. Kind of get some momentum back. The Flyers are on the ropes right now, and Morehead State with a stop right here, and they can deliver the knockout blow, Jared.
43-yard line. Dayton will have it. 1st and 10 after Gavin Lockow trying to get the momentum back on the side of Dayton. Cassiola going deep down the field, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Luke Brenner, on the coverage Zane Porter. That one close to being reeled in.
I love that play call, and it was a pretty solid throw, maybe a little underthrown by Cassiola. But the play call, come out and take a shot. Try to move the ball early if you're Dayton. after Morehead State held them to 3 and out on their first drive of this half.
Play action. Cassiola complete across midfield. Swanson, first time we mentioned his name, on the completion. And they are going to mark it right at midfield, still shy of the first down. 3 to go on third down.
With where we're at in this game, I believe this is 4-down territory if you're Dayton.
Dayton taking their time, getting the call in from the sideline, under 15 seconds on the play clock. You understand taking your time, though, on such an important play as Cole Dow in at quarterback on the 3rd and 3. Dow will hand it off. That is to Neal, and Neal's not going to get there. Terrell Bickner on the stop, 3rd and 3. And Dayton showing no signs of sending out the punting unit as Dow remains on the field. Big play here.
Dow's been your most successful guy on the ground today. He and Neal both in the backfield. Pooch punt.
Dow backing up, and it is going to be a pooch punt. That's going to take a dead sideways bounce and go out of bounds at the 15-yard line, and that will be where Morehead State starts 1st and 10. Their own 15, and that'll bring us to a break. 21-7, Morehead State with the football and a 2-score lead here in Morehead.
Get ready for hosting at the Home Depot with free delivery on over 2 million items every day. So you can refresh your space before Santa or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
No sweat.
Ford. You see the name driving down almost every road in America. But you'll also find it in other places. On the grip of hammers raising homes, in toy boxes, and classrooms. Because over 2,900 Ford dealerships nationwide means more people serving more communities like yours for more than 120 years. Ford, we are all in on America.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Football there. Football there. Football everywhere! What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
Huh. Okay, what if he hit him high?
Roughing the passer.
And low?
Roughing the passer.
Well, what if he couldn't stop his body like a human, so he ends up trampling him, and then he's like, oh no, and he tries to go back, and he tramples him some more, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a buffalo. I don't know my strength compared to you.
Wait, what?
Come on, ref! Let the boys play!
First and 10, Morehead State from their own 15. They lead 21-7 as they hand off to Lewis, who had the big 23-yard touchdown run last drive. And Lewis still on his feet, is going to gain a few. Shattuck. Shattuck, graduate student, 6'4", defensive tackle. Say he got 4 on the play, and they'll go back to Lewis again, and it won't be 4 this time, as he's tripped up right at the line of scrimmage as he's drugged down by Nate Hess, redshirt sophomore, also a defensive tackle. Third down today, Morehead State 2 of 5. 2 turnovers for Dayton in the red zone, by far the crucial plays in this one, Hunter.
That and that 3 and out coming out of halftime, just not good offensively for Dayton so far in this game.
Cravens will step into the pocket and find a receiver that is going to be up once again across the 40 out to the 42. Hildebrand on the stop. Up now over 65 yards receiving. Tack on a touchdown as well.
Cravens and Ryan Up developing a connection these last 2 weeks. I believe that's now 15 catches and nearly 200 yards for this connection beginning last week.
Every time Cravens is targeted up, he's made the completion. Wardzala on the stop for Dayton. Short gain, second down. Starting to get a little chilly.
Football
here at Jane
weather,
Stadium.
Jared.
You're right. Under 8 minutes, third quarter. Cravens again to up. Pushed out around midfield. Miller, the flyer, pushing him out. Third down and short. Be interested to see what Morehead may elect to do here. Lead by 2 scores, but Rob Tenyer's shown signs of aggressiveness, not just today, but all season.
Sugar Huddle here, they're going to run this play as soon as they get to the line of scrimmage. Just 5 on the play clock.
Cravens will take the snap, hand off to Lewis, who's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Cam Cope there. Nate Hess also involved, and now you have a 4th down situation, and Kip Warren is going to make his way out onto the field. That is the punting unit.
Fans don't like to see the punting unit at the moment. 4th down and short, play the field position game. You're up 2 scores in the third. I like this decision.
Cam Cope back to return. If you're Dayton, you got to be weary of the fake given the field position, but Warren is going to send this one away, and this is a spiraling punt that Cope is going to get right at the 10-yard line. Cope at the 15 to the 20. Cope has room to run out to the 28-yard line, where Harrison Cohen knocks him down. And that will bring us to another break. Past the midway point, third quarter, 21-7. Dayton football when we come back.
Explore the past with the Kentucky Historical Society. Take a day trip to the capital city of Frankfort and visit the Kentucky History Center and museums. 1 ticket gives you access to 3 sites and endless Kentucky stories. Members receive great benefits like free admission and unlimited access to resources, both in person and online. Your support helps important programs like Kentucky History Education, research, and exhibitions to reach communities across the state. Join now at history.ky.gov.
My wife got old, so it's time to put her in a home.
It's the home I've always dreamed about.
I've been waiting to get old for years, and that means I can get my UX people started on that app I need to develop.
I'm getting old right now. With an expert to explain the differences between bond prices and bond yields.
Introducing Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter.
You're never too old to get old.
She's old.
Old National Bank. Get old.
Competitive excellence, energized fans, community involvement, sportsmanship, student-athlete success in and out of the classroom. That's OVC leadership, and it isn't new to us. We've been doing it for more than 75 years. It's time to OVC it. The Ohio Valley Conference, fiercely independent since 1948.
Dayton Flyers with the football, trying to find some points here in this one as they trail 21-7. On the run, Logan Davis, redshirt junior, tackled by Krezak. That'll bring up second and short. During the last 4 meetings with these two teams, the winner has scored 45 points. I can tell you right now, it's not going to take 45 to win this one. Cassiola. Swanson goes in motion, and that pass is going to be deflected at the line by Zane Porter. Said his name quite a bit today, 6'3" redshirt sophomore. Played at Mercer before coming here, and a great job getting those hands up, Hunter. That's what they teach you.
Bootleg action. He looks like a defensive end in that alignment. He's really been all over the place, both in the secondary and now making a good play on that bat down at the line of scrimmage. I like the play call, and Cassiola had a man open, just unable to get him the ball.
Cassiola will go under center on a huge third down. He'll fake the handoff. Swarmed in the pocket. Gets away momentarily, but it's going to be tripped up. Tripped up by Caporia Ellis, excuse me. Redshirt freshman. And the punting unit will come on.
Morehead State swarms him in the pocket. Cassiola able to buy time. It looks like he's going to be able to make a play and get the first down, but Corpora Ellis, just a nice shoestring tackle, and Dayton's going to have to punt.
Corpora Ellis, not the first defensive back to make a nice play on that drive. As this is going to be a fake. Dayton is going to try to fake it, and they're not going to get there. Logan Forkham, the punter, design fake all the way, and he really wasn't that close. A good 2.5, 3 yards short. We'll get a look at it here.
Interesting call to run this to the boundary, and he gets up there in 32 for Morehead State. It's Alex Herrera able to come up and make that play. Morehead State, a nice job to be able to react to the fact that that was a fake. Saw that last year. Morehead State stopped a fake punt against Valparaiso here on homecoming. That one nowhere close to a first down. Gutsy call that doesn't turn out right for the Dayton Flyers.
And Morehead State, great field position from the Flyer 38. Now the Flyer defense, they're being put to the test. Lewis on the dump off. Lewis down near the 30. Hildebrand on the stop for the Flyers. And an 8-yard gain on first down.
Lewis has really been featured a lot in this game. Had that nice touchdown run on the Eagles' first drive of the second half. Morehead State going with 2 backs here, Harris and Lewis, 3 wide receivers in this set.
Up. Been a target a lot here recently, in motion. And some chippiness after the play. The referee is going to have to get in there and break that up. Zach Erdman. Flag on that far sideline, no doubt going to be against Morehead State. So that'll back it up 5 yards. And turns an 8-yard gain now into a net 3-yard gain.
Eagles now away from that 2-back set. They're in 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Tillman enough in a stack at the bottom of your screen.
Looking towards that sideline as Rob Tenier gives the play call. Bryce Patterson and company over there signaling in the play call to Cravens. Cravens passes out left and miscommunication there. That's the second time we've seen that with Caleb Tillman, where Tillman never got turned around and Cravens thought he was, or thought he should have been turning around to make the catch.
Looked like Cravens wanted a little out route right there. You'll see up goes the blocking the formation. Tillman does the same thing, and before he's able to turn around, the ball's already there, and it's incomplete.
Wind really howling, and it is into the face of Morehead State. Keep that in mind. Cravens to Lewis, and it's off his hands.
A little bit out of his reach. It's the right read, unable to make the throw. We'll see if Morehead State opts to keep the offense on the field. Wouldn't be surprised if they just took a delay here and gave Kip Warren a little more room to work with on a punt.
Clock stopped after that incompletion. Cravens will step up to the line. 4th down, 7 to go. Leading by 2 scores. Cravens will take the snap. Morehead State going for it. Cravens escaping the pocket right up the middle, and he has the first down. Cravens using his feet. Cam Cope got to him, but not in time. And Cravens at his 3rd carry, and none bigger than that one right there. Great read.
He's a good running quarterback. This looks like just a straight-up quarterback draw. Rawls blocking downfield gives him a little extra time to pick up that first down.
Cravens gives to Lewis. Lewis will have it across the 20 before he's going to be hit hard there by Cole Hildebrand. Morehead State really doing a nice job on first down, as there is an injured Eagle on the field. Can't see who that is.
I believe that's James Lewis.
It is. Back to my point, Hunter. Morehead State on first down, really doing a nice job getting each series of downs started. We've seen those 6, 7, 8-yard gains that really opens up the playbook on 2nd and 3rd down.
So here Lewis kind of gets hit up top and down low at the same time. Might have gotten the breath knocked out of him. Needed a minute to get back up, and he's able to run off under his own power. And again, to your point, Jared, getting in these 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3 situations, Morehead State, the whole playbook is open. You can try your best shot to the end zone, a little red zone shot play right here, or you can just run it, pick up another first down.
Pass out in the flat, complete to Daly. Another new set of chains for Morehead State. Matt Linty on the stop. Officially, Hunter, this is the first time Morehead State's been in the red zone today, where all 3 of their touchdowns have been 20-plus.
They've been able to strike on those big plays. Really want to see what head coach Rob Tenyer and his offensive staff dials up in the red zone here.
2 turnovers each way in the first half. Haven't seen anything turnover-wise in the second. Daly goes to that far sideline. They hand off to Harris. Harris gets it inside the 10. Karan Coleman brings him down. 8-yard line.
Would really like Morehead State to run a play towards this left hash here, get some yards, and if you don't get the score, you can try that little play action dump off they ran earlier in the game to Cohen. He was able to get a 13-yard gain off of that.
Keep an eye on Up and Daly on the left side. You see Up go in motion. Cravens looking, tries to find Daly, and he does not find him. Daly tried to get the feet down. The official right there, the back judge on the spot. He had the best view in the house, Richard Guy, and we'll get a great view of it ourselves here from our end zone cam.
Throw here to Daly, and
wow, that looked close, Hunter.
Very close play. I believe his left foot might have come down before the right one.
We'll get another look here, and
that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown. That right foot touched in the blue area, then that left foot hit the white area. And in college football, you only need one foot. And we've got a timeout taken here on 3rd and goal. And let's see if, since we have a second, if we can't run that back one more time. Our director in instant replay today, Aaron Guy, doing a magnificent job giving us these angles. And boom, that right foot's down, left foot is up. That's a touchdown. If this was a Sunday game, it wouldn't be, Hunter. but you only need one in college. And
a day early for the 2 feet in bounds call by our back judge there. But again, that's a bang-bang play. It's a close one. Obviously unable to make the correct call there was our back judge, Richard Guy. But it's 3rd and goal, Morehead State. Opportunity again to take a 3-score lead that they should already have.
You got to shake it off if you're the Eagles. If you're a Flyer, you got to try to take advantage. That's part of sports, part of athletics. There are going to be breaks and calls that go your way as Cravens on 3rd down and goal, being pressured, rolling out right, heaves it to the pylon. It's caught, but well out of bounds. Mikey Armour with the diving catch, but not going to be in for 6. As the field goal unit will come out, Thomas Schwartz, the 5th redshirt freshman, we mentioned from Tenure, Iowa, from the right hash. There was an injured Flyer on the play, jogging off, Joey Swanson. See, that looks like that is. Got blocked out by a few teammates.
Still
I believe that was Nicholas Greaser, excuse me.
Still an opportunity to make this a 3-score game with the field goal unit on right here.
25-yard attempt from the right hash. Kip Warren, the punter, on the hold. It's a good snap. Schwartz's field goal attempt rather, is going to be wobbly and sideways, but it still goes through the field goal post for 3 points. 24-7. 1:17 left here in the 3rd quarter. And Morehead State makes it a 3-score game. They will kick it off to Dayton, and it honestly feels like one of those drives Dayton has to find points.
Well, we've been able to say that about every drive so far in this half, but Dayton, they've been unable to sustain anything. The fake punt comes back to bite them. And now they're down 3 scores with just over 16 minutes left in this game, and the clock is not your friend. We have not seen Dayton go with any sort of tempo offense today outside of the 2-minute drill. And you have to think, over there on the sideline, head coach Trevor Andrews, a Dayton alum, is definitely thinking about some hurry-up potential right here. It worked for him at the end of the first half. They were able to get down into the red zone and ultimately ended with an interception by Caleb Lyons. Would really like to see them go to that up-tempo style of offense here down 17.
Haynes sends this one away. Waco at the 5. Waco with a flag on the play is going to be tackled short of the 30. That flag sits right at the 33-yard line. Scoring drive, 10 plays, 30 yards, 335 for Morehead State. That ended in that 25-yard field goal. A legal blindside block is going to be the penalty against Dayton, and boy, that's a tough way to start the drive, as you're just backing yourself up before you even get going.
That's going to be a 15-yarder, put them inside their own 20-yard line. Maybe even further. It looks like they're going to be at about the 14 to kick off this drive. Originally thought hold or maybe even an illegal wedge block.
Obviously, player safety a huge point of emphasis and has been for quite a few years now. Five receivers in the formation. Cassiola back to pass. Gets it complete to Brenner. Brenner pulled down right away by Keenan Wolf. Cassiola, 9 of 16, 57 yards, an interception. Cole with one pass for 10 yards.
We've really only seen Dayton take one shot in this game. They got a one-on-one look on a wheel route down on the other side of the field. It was just incomplete. But these underneath passes, down 17, not going to do it.
Handoff to Neal, and Neal with a nice chunk out for a first down. Neal, that pushes him over 60 yards. rushing attempt number 16.
Morehead State not looking for run right there. I think I might have been able to run through the hole they had on the right side.
Under 10 seconds, maybe our last play of quarter number 3. Cassiola complete out in the flat. And that is going to be shy of the first down. Logan Davis, the receiver, is Krizak and Wolf on the tackle. And we've got 15 minutes left here in this one. The fours go up on the Morehead State bench and the Dayton bench. Morehead State in control here on ESPN+. Butler, Davidson, and St. Thomas sit at 2-0 in the PFL. Drake at 1-0, picking up their first victory last week here against Morehead State. And a quick glance at the table in the PFL as Cassiola hands this one off to Logan Davis, and the ball popped out. The ball came loose. Morehead State saying they have it. Let's see what the officials say. And they signal Morehead State football. Cooper Krizak came in and knocked it loose. And he's the one who runs away with it. The last thing Dayton could afford, the redshirt junior Davis puts it on the turf.
Couldn't quite tell there in the scrum whether it was he or Wolf that knocked it out. Krizak, though, the one that's able to come up with that football. And again, Dayton unable to maintain ball security. And Morehead State in plush territory, an opportunity to really put this one away.
Third turnover of the game for Dayton. Carter Cravens and company will come out onto the field searching for a dagger. Cravens fakes the short pass and goes down the sideline, but overthrows Daly, and Daly had no chance of getting that one anyways, with it being so far over his head and out of play.
Well, that was originally a double move that almost turned into a triple move down the sideline there from Daly. Sort of a hitch and go, and then when Cravens started what Daly thought was going to be a pump fake again, Cravens let it go, and Daly tried to catch up to that one, unable to do so.
Harris in the backfield with Cravens. And we'll give to Harris on second down. And that clock, like you mentioned, going into the quarter, not the friend of Dayton and Morehead State. Not going to be surprised at all to see him keep it more on the ground, as they have let it fly here today. Cravens 15 of 29, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. Does have an interception.
Cravens this year has not been the most accurate quarterback in the world, but he's leading this football team right now to a win as it stands. Big third down here.
Cravens over the middle, and that's going to be complete. Right at the first down marker goes Anthony. Linty's the one who pulls him down, and they're going to say he has enough for that first down. VJ Anthony, 6'2" junior out of Louisville, a male product.
Male product. His dad played in the NFL. Some pedigree in that family. His first catch of the year, and he makes a nice play on that underneath route. Big first down there for Morehead State.
"26-yard line, Cravens. Fakes the handoff to Harris, keeps it himself, and is swarmed up. Tries to lunge forward to gain a little positive yardage. Second down. We'll give him credit for a yard out to the 25. That's a lot of effort for just 1 yard, Hunter. Play clock under 10.
Rob Tenyer just shortening the game right now.
Ravens back to pass on 2nd and 9, and that's going to be complete for the first down to Mikey Armour. Armour, redshirt junior from up in northern Kentucky, Cooper High School alum.
You know, we talked about before this game, this Morehead State offensive line has struggled a bit. Not much today. They've really been able to contain a lot of exotic looks from Dayton.
Cravens back to pass again. Looks left, back right. Armour reels it in, but pass just a little too far beyond the end of the end zone. Cravens has really placed some balls in some tight areas. Obviously, a few of them have been outside the boundary of play, but still, it's okay sometimes to miss.
You know, we got to see him play a lot last year. Was a bit timid throwing the ball down the field, and in the early part of this year was as well. But you can definitely tell he's comfortable as QB1 for Rob Tenyer.
Cravens, pass complete over the middle, down inside the 5-yard line. Goes Bradley West. West, a Trinity grad, also from Louisville. Hildebrand brings him down. Inside the 5, 1st and goal. Play clock under 20. And if you can eat time off the clock and get 7 points, they call that a win-win.
I think Morehead State may end up taking a timeout right here. Yep, Rob Tenyer calls timeout, a bit of a miscommunication.
And as he's looking at it, better safe than sorry. 1st and goal, Morehead State leading 24-7 here in Morehead.
He shoots, and he scores!
1-1.
It's the excitement of the crowd, the crack of a bat, the sound of your own heartbeat, the roar of the engines. The spirit of competition runs deep here, from the dirt track to the cheap seats. Whether you're screaming from the stands or taking your place in the limelight, Southern Illinois is your ticket to all the action. In sports venues and recreational facilities for whatever your obsession is. Come to cheer, come to challenge yourself, but discover so much more when you visit SI.
Morehead State's coach Rob Kenyer didn't like what he saw on 1st and goal from the 3, so he uses his second of 3 timeouts. As Cravens in the pistol will hand off to Harris. Harris is going to be tackled short of the first down marker. Second and goal, Arthur on the stop. The previous largest margin of victory over Dayton for Morehead State was back in 1999. And Morehead State won that one 50-39. So Morehead State not just trying to find their first PFL victory, but looking to make it a statement victory in this rivalry.
Back in the David Dinkins era of Morehead State football.
Cravens fakes the handoff to Lewis, lunges for the end zone and gets in. Carter Cravens from a couple yards out. Cravens' first touchdown run of the season, and Morehead State has kept the foot on the gas and it in 5th gear all afternoon. McKnight on the snap, Warren on the hold. Thomas Schwartz the 5th. We'll line this one up and send it straight through the uprights. 31-7, Morehead State in full control here on ESPN+.
No sweat.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot,
Thank you very much.
you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks. Ford F-Series, 100% assembled in America. Because we're all in on America.
Look, Mom, I found one.
Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign. Like an actual sign that's like above you. And no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. It's like they made beer into a place and gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people, the best. Marty! You're dead weight!
Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. You know, without needing to get hit by a bus.
Let's go sports bar!
What's wrong?
I just missed out on a limited edition album because our speeds are slower than normal right now.
Why?
Because our network is priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Because we, as a family, made a choice and switched to T-Mobile Home Internet.
Why?
Why? Don't we fix that?
Why get T-Mobile when Cox has 2 times faster download speeds during peak hours?
The future is threatened.
Sending coordinates now.
By enemies often unseen. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant. Marines.
Morehead State really bought in on special teams these last couple of years. Ryan Watts over special teams. Now it was Miles Fishback last year.
Cassiola over the middle, complete. Swanson on the catch, and that's a first down. Nolan White on the tackle.
Well, Dayton with no choice now. Got to go hurry up. Chunk plays in a hurry.
Cassiola tucks and runs right up the middle and slides at midfield. And oh my goodness, Cassiola takes a heck of a hit on that play by Matthew McClelland, the redshirt freshman from Mesa, Texas. And that may be the final play for McClelland. Cassiola slow to get up.
Started his slide, and it looked like McClelland had started at least his motion to make that hit. He's unable to pull up, and he's being helped off by the training staff for Dayton right now.
And I think this is a no doubt targeting call. And the referee signaling that it is targeting, and that will be all for Matthew McClelland.
See right here, Cassiola starts the slide, and McClelland downward motion and just plants him into the turf, and you just can't do that. And obviously some extracurriculars after the play. Dayton offensive line taking some exception to that hit. Who could blame them? Protect your quarterback at all costs.
And that's the hit that they, and by they being college football officials, NFL officials, all officials throughout all of football, are trying to completely remove from the game. That right there was ugly. Not saying there was any malicious intent at all from McClelland, but at the end of the day, you got to protect the head and neck area, and Cassiola shaken up. Dow in at quarterback, and Dow's going to throw an interception. Picked off by Morehead State's Caleb Lyons. The intended receiver was Jake Coleman. Caleb Lyons, the junior quarterback, picks it off, and Morehead State football with a comfortable lead when we come back.
No sweat.
Bro said, man, this coach done took over our office.
And he's using it to send out medical bills. Good hands.
Hospital bill for Prime. Yeah. Did you just say Gap?
He's talking about expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Good thing Coach Prime knows about. Say it one time. Aflac. Because Aflac gets you money to help close that gap.
Now, how do we get this goat out of here?
Aflac. Meet one of my new homies.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Elephant would have been scarier.
I'm a big fan if we was gonna do a collab. What do you think about this? You know what I mean? Boom. Ice Spice. Boop, boop. Like. Feeling that? Like on a poster? Big though, Times Square. Oh, we can go another way.
Take
be there to be there with AT&T 5G.
Caleb Lyons with the interception.
Second of the day.
Have a game, Mr. Lyons. Intended receiver was Jake Coleman, as Morehead State will hand off on this first play, and Cravens is limping. He's favoring that left leg. Lewis on the carry. Shattuck on the stop. Cravens, no doubt. Something off with that left leg.
Little extra effort on that touchdown. Rushing touchdown. He fought for that final yard to get in the end zone. Morehead State needs him healthy.
Cravens will take and pass to Daly near sideline. Daly breaks a tackle and gets out past the 30-yard line. Miller pushes him out. Daly and up. Can't say enough about both of them. And we've got a flag from the middle of the field.
I believe that's going to be on Dayton.
And a couple Dayton players are pushing and fighting with each other. Oh my goodness. Jarrell Lewis is pushing and shoving with his own teammate. Sam Mueller was trying to calm him down, but Jarrell Lewis was having none of it. And Hunter, what was the penalty there?
Called unsportsmanlike conduct on Lewis. You know, frustrating game. If you're Dayton, obviously, you've been down all game. You'll see him kind of start to argue here.
And you can see Mueller there grabs Lewis, and Lewis shoves him off. Another couple players come over, and Lewis pushes them off. Man, oh man.
Frustrating second half. You can't let tempers boil over in this situation. There's a lot of season to go. You know, this is just one game. It hasn't gone your way. Got to be able to keep your head in check.
Well, that pushes it out to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, they give to Lewis. Lewis is going to be tackled in the backfield. Nice play there by Coleman. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedules presented by Kentucky State Police. Kentucky State Police is hiring the next generation of troopers who will serve the Commonwealth. New troopers will earn $61,500 a year with guaranteed raises throughout their career. And back at home for Dayton for a couple weekends. Presbyterian and Butler, then on the road at Valparaiso for Morehead State. Taking a look at their schedule, they will be at Valparaiso, then a non-conference game down in Texas at Tarleton State, and then way out west, out in San Diego on the 28th.
San Diego game will be very big for Morehead State. It's kind of been a house of horrors for Morehead State over the years.
Pass over the head of Daly. Miller was there if he did come up with the completion. 3rd down and 12.
Eagles went with that little RPO. Cravens had some pressure off the edge in his face. Best decision just to throw that one where nobody could get it.
Cravens 9 yards shy of 300 on the day. 2 touchdowns throwing, 1 interception, also has a touchdown rushing. Cravens steps up into the pocket, gets across midfield, and will tumble down to the turf with the help of Nathan Arthur. 4th down upcoming. And if you're Rob Tenier, do you just keep the offense on the field and try to get the 1st down and keep it in your possession? They will send out the punting unit and Kip Warren.
No reason to do anything other than play the field position game right here if you're Morehead State. Eagles have all but put this one to bed. 7 minutes to go. You're up essentially 4 scores. Barring a miracle, the Eagles had their 2nd win of the year and 1st in PFL play.
Got a whistle.
Delay of game.
Delay of game is called as Cam Cope, the returner for Dayton. Wind at the back of Warren.
Might have been by design, give Warren a little more room to work with.
Cam Cope stands at his 10 as Warren angles this one right. It's going to hit on the turf inside the 20 and take a Moorhead bounce, and this is going to go all the way inside the 5. And Kip Warren tees it up and hits a golf shot as a celebration as he puts that one inside the 4. And Moorhead State leads 31-7. Dayton football and a mountain to climb when we come back.
No sweat.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot,
Thank you very much.
you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We love our house.
It's on a great block, tree-lined streets.
The neighbors are observant.
And we're back at the Sullivan House.
It's lawn day, Sheila, and the leaves are piling up.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Nothing but air.
Hate to see that.
Geico. Bundling made easy.
When we said we'd make the skies bluer, some said keep dreaming. So we did, lowering emissions on the road to zero. Now, we're working on an EV that has wings. And someday, we'll turn your old Honda into your brand new Honda. Because we are a company of dreamers, setting out to be carbon neutral by 2050. So, no matter where we go, we're gonna keep dreaming.
Sometimes all you need to change your life is a sign. Like an actual sign that's like above you. And no, I don't love B-dubs just because I'm a buffalo with wings. Frankly, that's offensive and reductionist. It's like they made beer into a place and gave that place sports and chicken wings. And the people, the best. Marty! You're dead weight! Yeah, this place is kind of like heaven. You know, without needing to get hit by a bus. Let's go sports bar!
Kip Warren with a great punt, 47 yards all the way down to the Flyer 4. And that will be where the Flyers will start 1st and 10. A delay in the game here as we wait on the cheerleaders to back up from the field a little bit as Dow in at quarterback. As Casiola injured earlier on a really ugly targeting hit as Dow with a nice run tackled by McCall. And that'll be a first down on first down. From their own 15, Dow will put it into the chest of the running back Neal this time, and Neal with a nice run past the 25-yard line and another first down. Krizak on the tackle, and Dayton showing signs of life, but just way too late, Hunter.
Yeah, might be too little too late at this point. 2 straight runs, might be trying to run out the clock.
Dow will drop back to pass this time. Complete to Neal. Neal hit on the near sideline by Krizak, and we have a offsides penalty going to be called on Moorhead State. That flag coming from the far sideline. The record in this series will go to Dayton's favor 20-8, as Dayton has had the number of Moorhead State over this series, but Moorhead State, they've made a statement today.
They definitely have. This was a must-win game for both sides, and Moorhead State at home, good crowd on hand. They've been invested the whole day, and defensively, they've been dominant.
Dow gonna rush it. Tackled shy of the 35.
believe that's Nigel Fodor on the stop.
Fodor showing some excitement, and his teammates really giving him some love on the sideline as well after that play.
Freshman from Southlake, Texas.
Dow's going to rush for the first down, stays on his feet, and then is going to be hit right on the Eagle logo. Kaporia Ellis on the stop. Said his name a few times this afternoon.
You know, we talked to some Dayton staff who made the trip down prior to the game about their two-quarterback system. Dow is more of their runner in this system, and losing the other quarterback, Capiola, just not good for Dayton's hopes to come back in this one.
Michael Neal on that reception. That is redshirt sophomore quarterback Dante Casiola. 12 of 19 on the day, 78 yards, 1 interception. I would be shocked if we see him anymore given the hit that we saw him take. And that was Matthew McClelland, redshirt freshman defensive back, as Casiola went to slide at midfield, hit him right in the head. And that head whipped back for Casiola, and Dow's going to go down here for Morehead State. Schaffner there, and he also had some help as well.
Like Arvell Rogers there as well from his defensive tackle spot.
And Benza with quite the celebration there for his teammates. We're seeing some flashy celebrations. That one, and earlier we saw Warren tee up a golf ball and hit it after he pinned Dayton inside their own 5 as that pass skipped into the hands of the receiver. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Coleman, right in front of the Dayton bench. That'll stop the clock with just under 4 minutes. And fourth down, on comes the punting unit for Dayton. We saw him attempt to fake earlier to no success. Logan Forkham, redshirt freshman, will be the punter. As Ryan Up will be back to return, and I can promise you Ryan Up's looking to do something flashy here. He'd love to rattle off a big return even with a big lead.
Up's had a nice game offensively. He really bounced back from that fumble on the kickoff return unit earlier.
Up will call a fair catch, wisely so, and Morehead State will start 1st and 10 from their own 28, 3:50 left here in this contest. A lot of big matchups involving Kentucky teams later tonight, and both of them on the ABC ESPN series of networks. Georgia hosting Kentucky. Both teams undefeated. That game down in Athens, that on ESPN, and then over on ABC across the Bluegrass State, Notre Dame has traveled to Louisville to face off against the Cardinals of Louisville. So a good start to the football Saturday if you're a Morehead State fan, and if you're a fan of all Kentucky teams, an exciting day for sure ahead. Snap and the handoff. I believe that's Lanier once again.
Carter Craven still in the game as it stands.
Lanier, redshirt freshman. Hunter mentioned him earlier. As Cravens and the Eagles obviously in no hurry whatsoever.
Eagles just putting the finishing touches on what has been a complete team win over their arch rival, the Dayton Flyers, today.
Cravens calls Lanier's number again, and he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. Nice play there, Shattuck. And third down upcoming. More ESPN Plus streaming going on this weekend here on the campus of Morehead State University, as Morehead State Soccer will be in action tomorrow. I'll have that broadcast right here on ESPN Plus. SEMO in town. Third down, 9 to go. Cravens fakes the handoff and is just going to throw it out of bounds, and Morehead State will send on the punting unit. to punt this one away with just over 2 minutes left here at Jane Stadium. If you're Coach Andrews and the Dayton Flyers, a lot to clean up when you go into the film room this week.
Probably the biggest thing they'll work on, turnovers. Tackling has been an issue today. You know, James Lewis, the big touchdown run that really got this second half rolling for Morehead State. And offensively, you've really got to find out the health of Casiola.
Warren is going to be hit as he punts it away. Cope is going to be hit as he receives it at the 29-yard line. There is a flag on the play on the hit for Morehead State, Alex Herrera, and the flag is going to be for Kip Warren going down.
This one might be roughing.
And I believe it is. It looked like they caught his plant foot.
They just said running into.
Penalty's going to be declined. We'll take a look at it here.
Here, Dayton brings pressure. Warren sells that one a little bit.
And it's not supposed to, but given the time and score of this game, that may have had a slight influence on the call. But from their own 30, Dayton will have it 1st and 10. No matter who was going to win this game, it was going to be a big win, picking up that first win. But I think it's huge for the locker room as well. As Dow will go to pass, and it's going to be complete at midfield. Nice catch there by Verbansik and pushed out by Cooper for Morehead State. Dow takes the snap. Pass complete to the near sideline to Joey Swanson. Herrera on the tackle. Twice we mentioned his name now in a short time.
Both sides right here, not a lot of time left in this contest. You know, it's a one-sided affair. Really need to keep your wits about you, keep your head.
Dow hands off to Neal. And Neal's going to be swarmed at the line. Getting his hands on him first. Cody Nile, excuse me.
Again, reiterating the point to keep your head about you, no penalties. Head coach Kelly Ford, the Round County High School head coach. I played 4 years under him. He would say nothing stupid here.
3rd down and short. Dow looking to pass, flushed out of the pocket. He is going to have the 1st down before he's going to be upended, and the ball's loose. Morehead State saying they have it. Getting up with the football is Luke Bauer. Let's see what the officials come away with here. Flag on the play. Officials discussing here.
Morehead State sideline erupted on that hit.
They're saying it should be Morehead State football as Bauer came away with it. 5 of the 8 officials in discussion. 58 seconds left in this one.
Flag kind of came down after the play. Dow was up in the air and just overtaken by a host of Eagles. You'll see right here, held up in the air, and here comes the cavalry.
You can see the Morehead State bench right away signaling that they had the football. And that penalty is no doubt going to be a dead ball penalty after the play. And the officials are either deciding what to come away with here or figuring out where they may have dinner later tonight. So they called a personal foul on Morehead State and then an unsportsmanlike penalty on Dayton after the play. They're saying the unsportsmanlike happened during the play. So maybe there was some extracurriculars there. There's some
Looked
pushing
like a
and
little
shoving.
shove there by Neal.
That was a penalty on Dayton.
I believe those fouls offset, and it'll be a first down in favor of the Flyers.
And this game has came to a screeching halt, given the lopsided score. So when it's all said and done, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Flyers of Dayton. Under a minute left here in Jane Stadium. Dowell's going to air it down the field, looking for Swanson, and Swanson can't reel it in. Major Daly on the coverage. 2nd down. Marist at Columbia today, Butler at St. Thomas, Stetson at Presbyterian, and Valparaiso at Drake. Those other games in the PFL, all of those afternoon games. Dow looking to pass again. Lets it fly towards the far sideline, incomplete. Intended receiver was Verbancic.
Not quite sure who was on the coverage there. Only 20 we have on the Morehead State roster is Thomas Schwartz V, who has been their place kicker today.
Nick Crest, redshirt sophomores, who that's going to be. As Dow slings it over the middle, and it's off the hands of Coleman. Intended receiver, and 4th down upcoming with 41 seconds left. Clock stopped after the incompletion. Dayton looks like they will go for it, to no surprise whatsoever. Dow will take the 4th down snap. Dow looking. Dow will heave it towards the end zone, and it is going to be picked off. Picked off in the end zone, Major Daly out of Fishers, Indiana. The graduate student will end this game with an exclamation point, and that is going to be the 5th turnover of the ball game. Morehead State's going to come out and go in the victory formation. And Morehead State's going to pick up their first PFL victory of the season.
Huge victory for head coach Rob Tenyer and company. A lot of thanks are going to go to that defensive staff led by Andrew Strobel, the DC here at Morehead State. Really defensively, the Eagles put on a clinic all day long. Kneel this one out, and that's going to do it.
Cravens will take the knee. And Morehead State's going to improve to 2-3 on the season, 1-2 in the PFL. Dayton falls to 2-4 overall, 0-3 in the PFL. Morehead State won't be back home here at Jane Stadium until November 4th, when they will host Butler next weekend on the road at Valparaiso. For Dayton, back-to-back home games. They'll host Presbyterian on the 14th, Butler on the 21st, and then they themselves will go on the road to Valparaiso on the 4th. Coming into this one, it was 1999 when the largest margin of victory between these two teams. Morehead State defeated Dayton 50-39. You can go ahead and wipe that record from the record book, as Morehead State, Hunter, from the kickoff, really controlled this one.
Just domination up front on the part of Morehead State. Really, the defensive line had themselves a day, freeing up Joel Holmes, Keenan Wolf, Krizak come in to make tackles. And in the secondary, the Eagles did a great job forcing turnovers all day long. Dayton got to clean it up in the red zone. Run game was a strong suit today, not so much through the air. And they'll look for their first win in PFL play next weekend at home.
Dante Casiola went down with an injury. That a big takeaway from this one. On a targeting call in the second half, he was hit in the head area, and we did not see him after that play as Cole Dow finished off the game at quarterback. But the player to highlight, Carter Cravens, 19 of 36, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and he had a rushing touchdown as well. Clint and Up, both with receiving touchdowns, and James Lewis with a rushing touchdown himself. Morehead State, almost 400 yards total offense, just shy of 300 through the air. Dayton, 300 yards, 119 through the air, just over 200 on the ground. Penalties, 11 for Morehead State for 100 yards, 4 for Dayton, 459. And the big stat that just jumps off the page at you, 7 total turnovers here today, 5 for Dayton, 2 for Morehead State. I want to thank all of our camera operators and all of our technical staff for helping us get this broadcast possible on the air. Our director of graphics and instant replay today doing a magnificent job as always, Aaron Guy. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in today on a game that no doubt was a little bit more lopsided than some people would have thought. Final thoughts, Hunter?
Final thoughts, Morehead State, obviously a dominant win, huge win here at home. Headed into the next few weeks, really want to clean up the penalties. You know, not that many turnovers today, only turned the ball over 2 times. Still want to clean that up a little bit. If you're Dayton, got to hold on to the football, got to figure out what your quarterback situation is going to be, and moving forward, really need to decipher what you're going to do offensively.
I want to thank all of you all for tuning in today. So for Hunter Hurst, I'm Jared Stacy saying so long from Jane Stadium in Morehead, Kentucky, on an absolutely gorgeous day for football here in the Bluegrass. Your final score from the campus of Morehead State University. It's Morehead State 31, the Dayton Flyers 7. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
No sweat.
Your first home sees a lot of firsts. From first loves to first steps. Sure, it can be a handful at times, keeping you up at night.
Come on now.
But with help from the Home Depot,
Thank you very much.
you'll find the confidence to create the first place you call your own. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
From the beginning, we've dreamed of creating a better future. Now, we're setting out to be carbon neutral by 2050. And we're gonna keep dreaming, no matter where we go.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go.
Okay.
Whoops. I'll pay for those.
Here you go, Danny.
Time to get these smells home. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above. Ah, that's good sizzle.